Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Relax Bro. I have a very special guest with me today. I don't really know much about him. We were just talking about that when I was trying to build your background. So why don't you introduce yourself and tell people where they can find you?
My name's Lee Hamilton. I am from Bakersfield, California. At the moment, I'm working at Society 9 Tattoo. I've been tattooing for the last 12, 13 years in shops, and I'm traveling pretty much all through the U.S. at times for conventions. And Lee Hamilton Tattoos is where you can see me on Instagram or Facebook.
Um, did you grow up in Bakersfield?
Yeah, I was born here in 1992. I lived here for about 3 or 4 years, and then we went back to Torrance and Fullerton for like 3 years, then ultimately came back. My mother worked for ExxonMobil.
Okay. What was your dad? Was he in the house?
Um, he wasn't in my household, but he he was around. I knew where to find him, but he wasn't always there. More of a in the streets, up and down. My whole family's from Los Angeles.
Okay,
I'm the only kid that was born here.
gotcha. Um, so you have brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I have one brother and one sister. I'm the youngest. Um, I'm 5 years younger than my sister and 10 years younger than my brother.
How old were you when you moved back from?
I was 6 years old when we ultimately came back from
Okay,
Torrance and
so you don't
Fullerton.
even remember, really?
Not too much. I was just there as still a kid, not really in school yet, just at the house. My mom worked for the refinery and ultimately came back. As she was pregnant in 1992 is when she had took the job in Taft and took it there. I was born here, and then we ultimately moved again.
Yeah. Did your dad lived in L.A.?
Yeah, my dad lived in L.A. He's from Chicago originally,
Oh wow.
and we lived in well, they lived in this place called Highland Park. It's not too far from the Dodger Stadium, and it's avenues, Avenue 52 and Fig. They lived a street apart, my mom and dad. That's ultimately how they met.
Oh wow. Fig. That's that wild
Yeah,
ass
it's a long
street.
street from
Yeah.
top to bottom. It goes from Pasadena all the way kind of down into the deeper ends of
LA's
LA.
kind of gotten crazy lately, huh?
Yeah, man, it's in some areas it's gotten rougher. In this particular part where my family's from, there was a change of I guess they call it gentrification, where
Yeah.
it was very rough when I was a kid, and now it's more like coffee shops and hanging out, more hipster now.
Yeah.
But it was a very rough place when I was young.
I remember driving through. I think it's Seventh Street.
Yeah, all through downtown
Yeah.
LA.
And I couldn't understand why all the businesses were they're all like closed looking. All those buildings are just closed.
Yeah, especially now. I mean, with everything going on, well, even since the pandemic, I guess you would say it's really changed a lot.
Yeah. What do you think's causing all that?
Mm, well, I mean, pandemic had an issue on it, and then to where we are today. I mean, most of those people are from mom and pop stores, and financial issues may have ran down, but it's not the same as it was, even
Yeah.
10 years ago.
It's crazy to think about.
In a short time to have switched like that.
So, you play any sports or anything? Were you always into art? What happened?
Growing up, I mostly played sports. I played sports year round, from baseball, soccer, and football since I was a kid. I mean, baseball since I was probably 5 years old, all the way up until high school. Football was same, probably sixth grade until high school. And around probably like 2000 and 2004 is when not just like where the industry is today, but tattooing kind of became mainstream. So it was in a lot of our faces, even as a kid. Where it wasn't so much just all negative. I mean, it was kind of on TV,
Yeah.
from shows, from Kat Von D, from it was just in our faces. So kind of felt drawn to it as a youth, and my older brother, he was already pretty tattooed. Like I said, we're 10 years apart.
Yeah,
So
so you were probably in 2004, you were like what, like 17, 16?
no, in 2004, no. I was born in '92, so I was at that time I was probably around 14 or 15.
Yeah.
I started high school in '06.
Okay.
So
Okay. I graduated in '04. Um,
so my brother, if I was then, my brother was 25, 26, and with my father not really being in the picture, he kind of
yeah,
was
raised
around to
you.
help me.
Yeah.
So I was kind of raised a little faster than some of the kids around me. And he was tattooed. It was a thing. It was cool, and it just kind of drawn towards me.
Yeah. So you started getting tattooed, or I mean,
I got my first tattoo at 15 years old. It was this my nickname, Bear.
is that the original one?
Yeah,
Dang, it actually stayed pretty good.
got it in Venice actually. My mom and my I was with my mom and my dad, just walking.
In Venice,
Yeah,
15. Your mom let you do it?
Venice Beach. It was a funny story because
Well, let's hear it.
my brother had already, he was old enough to be getting them. My sister, she's 5 years, like I said, older than me. Her first tattoo was probably when she was like 16 or 17, and she got it at a house, and it said it was supposed to say "Live, Love, Laugh," and it said like "Live, Love, Laugh" or something. There was a misspelling, and I always remembered it on how it kind of was like a topic of talk. And we were walking one day right there in Venice, and I made a joke like, "Can I get a tattoo?" And no, my mom wasn't really having it. My dad is kind of okay with it, and we were walking, doing our day out there, and ultimately, I just told her again, like, "Well, if I do it with you guys, at least it won't be misspelled." So it's like a funny thing, and then they did it.
Almost
They did it.
like they just knew you were gonna do it either
Yeah,
way.
pretty much. So I got that one 15, and then
Were you drawing back then, or this was just you were just interested
I
in it?
was interested in it, and seeing like I would be with my brother sometimes when he would get tattoos. So I would see, the process and watching it.
Yeah.
Um after so that was 15, and then 16 I went and got this tattoo, this whole thing. It's a Bob Marley, three little birds standing outside my door with this whole sun, everything, all of this at 16 years old.
Damn.
And my mom, she still had agreed to it, but she didn't think it was going to be this big. She just thought something small, and we go, there's this guy in LA. He does it, long day. We come home, and she was happy with the work, but overall was still like, well, that's a little too big than I wanted. 16-year-old kid, you know.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you get did you get crap like at school and stuff for that?
Yeah, at that time, because it has changed now where high school kids are, they got tattoos now, but
Well, they're doing them themselves.
at that time in '06, '07, yeah, to have a tattoo, pretty tattooed already in a sense like that, it was a little issue.
Yeah.
Little I I played sports though, and I knew like everybody at my school. I went to West High,
Okay.
so I knew. I mean, I was close with our teachers, or you know the people there. So it wasn't that they questioned my mom. It was just a shock too for them to see it at that young age.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And it's held up. I mean, it's held up. It still kind of basically looks how it was. Three little birds standing outside my doorstep.
I feel like there's this point where you get like you either have to keep getting tattooed or you just it doesn't look right. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I need to finish my stuff.
I tell people basically it never ends. Even I'm probably 70% covered, and yeah, I have that 30%. But when I finish that, I probably still will want to add something else. I don't
You
know.
ever regret them?
No, not
No.
at this point. Most of my stuff is expressing whether my thoughts or my my beliefs is not truly where I get mad at them. Nothing on me is negative. I have nothing that says anything negative. I mean, I get it, to each his own who has tattoos, but I have nothing. If you were to just look at me, if we couldn't speak and you looked at all my tattoos, you would pretty much understand
Yeah.
what I am.
I get that a lot. Like, it's weird that, I mean, because I don't have anything negative on me either, but, well, I do some, some funny ones, but, uh, they don't care to even look at them. They just see them and they already have it in their head that it's bad. It's a weird thing.
Yeah, it's changed a lot over the time, but even even at times I've had a look or a thumbs up from like an older person that's like man, you're living, like maybe I should have
Hmm.
done my thing.
Yeah.
And I have same from younger or older that look at me in disgust, but it's the thumbs up from those that that's cool, man. Like you're doing it.
Did you ever, so you, it sounds like you already had your mind made up that you wanted to tattoo from like the start of it or something,
Well,
or just being around it was normal, it's comfortable.
it was comfortable. It was let's just backtrack a little bit
Yeah.
as far as like as my youth being here in Bakersfield and how it was at that time. It was like I was asking you earlier, was it simple to go dirt bike riding right here? That's how our place was, from Mesa Marin to the spots that were here. I live in the Southwest, so it was a little more difficult. You needed a truck and a trailer and make your way out to the area, but that's how it was when I was a kid. Was dirt biking, paintballing, um, going up, to the lakes. I wouldn't personally drive even to today. I don't like driving up to like Lake Isabella, but that's how my youth was. And then as things went on in my household, and see, so all my family's from LA, and if we came back at 6 years old, my brother left immediately when he turned 18. So he went back to LA. So I was only really by myself. My sister, she's a girl, did her thing, had her friends, and everything was sports. Honestly, everything was football and baseball. So I wouldn't say it just came naturally, or that I even thought about tattooing every day like that.
In your head, you were probably focused on sports,
Yeah,
thinking that was going to go somewhere.
yeah.
What stopped that?
Um, few like self issues. Just being caught up, not just in the streets. Like I'm not really out there like that, but just the world. And once high school, some things shifted. That was like a year when Frontier High School opened,
Okay.
and I was a sophomore. We had won Valley in '05 West High with Ryan Matthews and a couple of those guys. And all of our coaching staff had left to go to Frontier. So our frost off, or our, yeah, freshmen and all that coaching staff went up to varsity. And a lot of us kind of shouldn't, but we threw in the towel in frustration because we had just dealt with you guys. You didn't have the knowledge that we wanted.
Yeah.
So we did mess ourselves up by not just focusing and buckling down. But if anything, I would have. That was my dream, was being a linebacker, an NFL linebacker.
Okay. You don't play any sports anymore, or
No,
no?
it's just basically
So,
strictly
so
tattooing.
it sucks that just like politics just killed it for everybody.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Do you think that, I mean, because back then it was a little bit rougher in sports, like
For
right,
sure.
like the coaching was a little bit rougher than it probably is now.
Yeah, and it's sad in a sense because of whether it's the kids or the parents of today, but yeah, it was rough, but it shaped us to all the people that we are today in a sense from that age group. Um, things not crazy or like wrongly, but things coaches made us do to get better, to get bigger, to get faster is not acceptable today. They would get in trouble,
I hear about that.
and not from nothing crazy, but just from hard work.
Yeah,
Hard work. They they would be in trouble now.
yeah. I was listening to something else, and we were just kind of making these like observations that like if we actually did have to send people to war, like our kids are not prepared for that. Like we're not the same. They're you know what I mean. They're fast food fed and
Yeah,
not athletic, and it's just scary to think about. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't have kids, so I don't know. Do you have kids?
yeah. I have
You do?
one daughter.
Yeah. How old is
Hmm.
she?
She's 17.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
When do you have her?
Well, it's been a while as far as the story. I've been with the mother for 15 years, so
Okay. Cool.
not biologically, but been with her the whole
Oh,
time.
okay. Gotcha. Um, that's cool, man. I didn't know that. So what did you do right out of high school?
When I first graduated high school, my family has worked with Trader Joe's for my uncle's still there. He's probably been there 30 years. I don't know, around 30 years probably, if not more. So I had left and went to go work for Trader Joe's in Silver Lake for maybe like a year and a half, and some things happened, and uh, one of my brother's buddies um, ended up passing away from crime in Hollywood, and I was 19, 20 years old, and he was real cool, had a lot of life to him.
You remember his name?
Yeah, Mickey. Oh, that was his nickname. Is Mickey. His name is Mike. And yeah, I just weighed on the whole place. He had been working there for a long time too, and it just weighed on it. I was still young and kind of, I don't know, just got spooked or like thought, well, anything can happen. So I just found what am I gonna do and pursue truly like where I'm happy. That was just work. That was just getting into the real world, and I ultimately quit and moved to Texas with one of my friends for maybe like 6 months or so in 2012. I remember that because we went to the NBA Finals. That was when Dallas and Miami played each other. So 2012, I went to Dallas for maybe 6 months, 8 months. Um,
What did you do out there? Do you like it out there? You guys, so you travel all the time with Ryan. Like you've been
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah, we've been traveling as far as that, but as far as from where we're at in 2012, I went out there. His family had a ranch out there. He mentioned I'm going to be moving. I was going through that my own feelings with, you know, my friend, my brother's friend passing, and I was like, "Well, I'll just go with you. I'll take the drive." So went 6 months, and then weirdly, both of our sisters were. They don't know each other at all, or they're not friends. But weirdly, they both were pregnant at the same time, and in September or believe September or October of that year, they both were going to be due. So we flew back together, and kind of we both been here still ever since.
Do you like it out there?
Yeah, in 2012, we were on a ranch. It was fun. I mean, we still were kind of free. We were just shooting guns and like,
Where was your mom at whenever this happened? Like, so did you leave right when you right out of high school? You were out
yeah, I
too.
went down to LA with my brother.
Okay.
So
Oh, and that's when all but you were in Silver Lake. Is that L.A.?
it's in more like closer to Glendale, I guess, but it was maybe about a 15, 20-minute
Gotcha.
drive from where Highland Park. I was living in Boyle Heights with my brother.
Okay, gotcha. So you guys were still in the hood,
Yeah.
basically, and that's so you were just like, I got to get out of here. So you were just looking for any opportunities.
Yeah, I just at that exact time, I was like I said, maybe spooked or overwhelmed, and it
Yeah.
was like, well, if anything, he wasn't even a bad guy. Like this person who passed was nothing, and he basically was targeted for however those street rules are, and got, and yeah. So I was like, hey, well, things are moving fast.
You weren't ever like gang related or did
Mm-mm.
anything like that.
No, never gang related.
I think it's like hard to like for we like whenever you hear gang stuff, like a lot of people act like it and then realize that it's not a life that they want real fast.
Yeah, well, with my father, I seen the streets my whole life, so I never really, it just never called me like that. I already seen what it does,
Yeah.
so I wasn't seeking it, and yeah, I just that wasn't my thing, honestly.
Good. So 2012, you move back. Your
I come
nephew,
back,
niece being born.
yeah, my nephew, my sister's firstborn was born. They were living in LA as well, and then yeah, and then so we're 2012, 2013. At that time, tattooing has still already been going on. I mean, this I'd already been tattooed. I mean, I'm out of high school now. I'm pretty have a lot of tattoos by that point already. Um, I remember, so it was always in my view in a sense because I remember now that we're talking like in high school, I didn't have the printer or all this stuff. So I remember printing things out at the library or at school, and I didn't have a light board. So in my kitchen, in the kitchen, there's the window, and I would tape up these two papers, and I would trace while I had the time of the daylight before. And that was like, I wasn't even going to I was a kid still. I was 16 years old, just using the window as a light board.
Just to trace.
Making concepts for like tattoos or like showing my friends at school, like, yeah, ideas, because like I
Yeah.
said, it was in our face with the whole
Yeah.
TV shows, and not just Little Wayne, but it was in everybody's face now that
Yeah.
tattoos are here on the mainstream. So it was just
So you
something
just
messing
liked it. You
around.
just like being around it.
Hmm.
It's crazy.
Then go on, and I come back. Now it's 2013. My mom's still kind of on me. What am I gonna ultimately do?
Was she trying to steer you in a certain direction?
Nah, she supported me, but also you just can't sit on your ass. So then when I came back,
Where's your dad at this time?
my father's passed away
Oh
now,
man,
but
I'm sorry. I didn't
yeah, yeah.
wasn't. I didn't mean now, but I meant like at this point in the story.
Oh, at this
What was
time,
his name?
my father's name is George Hamilton. At that time, like I said, he lived a pretty rough and street life. Um, not to just use like homelessness, because I guess like the world, I get what homelessness means, but I guess just the world and the streets were his home. I don't even like if you can see what I'm trying to say, but
Yeah,
he was homeless, but that was his home.
it's almost like they like it. I
Hmm.
think, and I mean it. I'm not gonna lie. When I drive by and see people like camped out in a trailer, it looks kind of appealing. You know what I mean? Just being able to relax and not have to worry about the day to day bills, everything else. Like it looks intriguing, but it's also a different lifestyle. It's I don't
And
know.
when you're young, or just age and time caught up with him because he rocked it. I mean, he did it. He did it every day, every morning. He didn't complain, didn't cry about it. It was his world.
Yeah. So
So he was homeless in a sense that, yeah, he was out in LA. I think even in high school, I mean, probably for the last like 12 years of all that. he was homeless up until the pandemic. So yeah, quite a long time he's always been out.
What happened with the pandemic? What happened then? Did he?
Well, he was in LA in Island Park, and the pandemic happened, and I would always go down to hold on, can we, I'm gonna take
Yeah, that's fine. And I usually like make jokes when I'm uncomfortable. So, but so you were talking about tattooing and your dad. You said something about the pandemic,
yeah.
and
So okay, we'll get to that too, because now, like, even when I was saying about like when I was drawing on the window and all this stuff in with my brother. So in Highland Park, there was this smoke shop on York, and next to it is a world famous tattoo shop that it's called Vintage Tattoo. It's been there for quite a long time. The owner's name is Baba. He's been around for a long time in graffiti art, tattooing. Like I said, I'm still a kid, more just in awe of the things that I'm seeing. And at that same time, like we're saying, '06, the people that worked there were um, very well known and respected. From that time, Rick Walters was there, Tennessee Dave, Bamboo, Sean Kama, Sean Halloween Kama, um, Hollywood Keith the Piercer, Pyro. Uh, and those are some people that have been in the industry for a while that if you were still to truly look up what those names are, it would be amazing that I was able to witness them in real life.
yeah,
Two for sure that I know they were already a little older when I was able to witness that is Tennessee Dave and Rick Walters have passed now by not too long after those years in a sense. So this is in '06, '07 that I'm getting to see this stuff
okay,
hanging out at this smoke shop that my brother worked at.
gotcha.
A cigarette like tobacco pipe store, not a
Yeah,
dispensary like
yeah, yeah,
today.
yeah.
So all that's going on, I'm getting to witness it. It's literally doors next door. The smoke shop, the tattoo shop. I'm seeing the vibe. I'm seeing the energy. I'm enjoying it. You know, I'm a kid. Um, I would ride my skateboard there. My grandma lived probably on a skateboard, probably a 10-minute skateboard ride, and I would just kick it all day. You know, while I was
Really?
there working, part time for where I was at Trader Joe's and just kicking
Yeah.
it. So just being able to see that stuff kept that like fire in it about tattooing.
And they just let you hang around the shop?
I would be at the smoke shop or just pop in here and there. I remember, like I said, because see, I was already had these tattoos.
Oh, yeah, so you probably kind of fit
I
in as a
had this
young
stuff.
kid.
Yeah, I didn't. They
Yeah,
didn't truly know I was
yeah,
super young in a
eh,
sense, but yeah, I was
yeah.
kicking it. I had this bird right here. I had Hollywood Keith put a dermal right here when I was probably, anyways. At that age, he put a dermal in my bird's eye, and that was like something new way back then. Like, whoa, dude, like that's crazy. My
Yeah.
friends were impressed, or it was cool. So I would still come back to Bakersfield because this is, what I knew when I had time to come back. I would, all my friends were here. I didn't. Everybody down there was just older.
Yeah.
All my true age group was here that were my friends. So I would still make my way to come back.
So it's almost like it was like it sounds to me like you had this attraction to the tattoo world in general, almost like just the energy of it, like rather than the art, it was more
Yeah, it was the energy.
yeah.
And then seeing it from there at the shop, seeing it from conventions, like I would roll with my brother to go see tattoo conventions, and he knew a lot of people that are professional tattooers, so um, being able to see it, yeah, like convention style is what I seen before I even knew what sitting in a shop all day would take. I just was gung ho, like every day is like a convention, and At the end of the day, it's not, but I was very drawn to it. Like, hell yeah, let's rock this shit because it's a 3-day event. All these conventions that we go to are a 3-day event, and you feel the energy like Friday, you feel it building up, and you're just in it, man. I won't don't want to just say it's a party because like wow, it's a party, but you just feel it. You feel alive. You see people from all over, like every style, all races, and they're all coming here for this one thing, tattoos.
Yeah.
And I was intrigued by it.
So we kind of skipped around
Well, with
because
that part of my dad, when that was happening, there was this event. So it's called News Inc. And Travis Barker
I remember that.
was the
Yeah.
one who threw it. And so from 2000 and 2014, I think, maybe even sooner, all the way up until I think the pandemic, I would go to this event every year. I was already now tattooing.
You were.
I was tattooing since 2015,
I was gonna ask when your first
like
time was.
professionally tattooing since 2015. I probably did my first tattoo in 2010, 2011. So professionally in a shop, 2015.
It's a real machine.
Yeah,
Okay.
at that time, yes. A coil though. At that time.
Well, yeah, no, I'm talking when the first tattoo. Yeah.
Yeah, it was with
Yeah.
the coil machine.
Yeah.
So I would go down to Muse Inc. every single year as of wanting it, sing it because I was at like the highest level, and then you had the whole music side where it was concerts, and then indoor you had tattooing, and I would just go every year just to get more inspired, more like in it, almost zapped. Like I would leave that place and like I gotta get to this point, to get there, and I never ultimately worked music by it kind of ending how it did. But at that time, and then when the pandemic came, my dad was living in LA, and I would always stop by to see him, at least for that. I knew I was going to Musink once like I was gonna be down there, so I would stop by and make sure I seen him, and then I would come home. Well, the last time I seen him, it was a little rough, and I kind of just let it be, But the pandemic happened, and I opened my door back up to him to come live with me. So for the last 5 years before him passing, he had an opportunity for a bed to lay his head. He still ultimately ended up in the streets here again in Bakersfield, but I just had this feeling to finally bring him back. I mean, he had probably been out of my life for 15 years, 15, 16 years.
It was good. It was good to have him back.
It was good. It had its ups and downs, but I mean, I'm glad that I did it, but it was rough because I had my own ways already. He had his ways. Um, it was almost like maybe I was trying to maybe be a parent to something I already couldn't
Yeah.
change.
Yeah. I I don't know if I'm right on this, but it's almost like I see people like my mom's age or my parents' age, or generally like it's almost like they were the last, like the generation before that, they were the last ones to get raised with like some discipline and like love,
Hmm.
because then after that, like the drugs and stuff started happening, and then like all of us kind of got like
Yeah, the short end of
the short, like pushed, neglected, I guess you
it.
could call it.
Because it was cool. I mean, not to say drugs are cool in any way, but when they were 20 and things were that way
Yeah.
in that time of the
It,
world, like it was cool. I mean, everybody was rocking out and having a good time. I mean, coke and stuff was like, you had to have money.
and then yeah,
It
and
was
then
just a way of, I guess, their life, until it catches up with you, like
yeah, and that's the
anything.
thing that we don't understand, is we don't understand what their thoughts or what was going through their minds. Life is nuts for everybody. It's not.
Mhm.
It doesn't just suck for us. I think it is harder on people like our age or people even younger. You know what I mean? Because not only the internet, dude. Like, can you
Yeah, for
imagine
sure.
having the internet when we were younger? Like it would have rotted my brain.
Mhm.
I would have never done anything. It's a I don't know. I don't know. That's a different story. But so do you remember your first tattoo? Do you remember the first one you did?
First was on myself. Uh, was on myself, my thighs, and then my brother let me tattoo him one time. From there, the first tattoo was on myself personally, and
Yeah.
then a couple of my friends, they were like, all right, I mean, you did it, so I did a few things here and there. I ultimately, since I had seen all the stuff that I did by that point, I knew just doing it out of my house wasn't going to be the way. It's not what I seen. It's not the professional setup. It's not how it was, not just machine wise, but the whole environment.
At this point, did you have it in your head that this is what I'm going to do?
Yeah, at this point already. I mean, at that point, yes, I said, okay, I'm doing this. I'm already doing it. And there was a shop that opened up. Like I said, I live in the Southwest. There was a shop that opened up. It was called UB Tattoo. This guy he's from Bakersfield, lives in Virginia, opened up a shop. He has a shop in Virginia still today, and he just opened up a shop in his hometown here at that time. It's literally, I can walk there still today. So I was like, all these things are happening at good times for me, like not saying it's destined, but it was just happening like, wow, 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 and one day I wake up, I go to my regular store and I see a tattoo sign. Like, there's nothing closer, can ever have gotten closer to me, to a tattoo shop. Like,
And just
every,
gave you a boner. You're
every,
just like,
yeah, it was like, it would have been go downtown or, there was just no way, like, wow, man, this is right here. Like, okay, so I contacted the guy, talked to him, asked him about an apprenticeship, or can I at least just clean up and just help do whatever, really watch you guys.
did he know you were tattooing?
I really fully wasn't. I mean, I just had done a couple things. Like I said, it went quick. I didn't even do a year at my house or 6 months. It went from when you asked, like, is this what I'm gonna do? Like, hey, I have to find an apprenticeship. That's what I've already seen.
It seems I've noticed this a couple times when you speak. It seems like you took a lot of your sports discipline and used that like for the tattooing
Whatever
thing.
I was gonna
Like
do,
you
whether it would
found
have been tattooing or
yeah,
anything,
it's
is
interesting.
exactly that. Because same as like with the travel and getting on an airplane, um,
It's almost like you were taught like you were fathered whether he was there or not. Like sports are I'm realizing how important they are all of a sudden.
yeah. Well, sports are very important, in some sense. I'm not gonna put it on everybody or every parent to put their kids in sports because it does take time, effort, financial, but it it did shape me. I seen a lot of stuff. I mean, at that time too, we had Bakersfield Blitz here. It was an indoor arena football,
Yeah, I
and
remember.
my neighbor played for them. So I'm in seventh grade, sixth, seventh grade, already doing my thing. My next door neighbor is um, a number one player on this team, a wide receiver. And, if the game starts at 6, he would have to be there at 11, 12. He's my neighbor. I mean, ultimately, he's seen me. And I started going to the Bakersfield Blitz to rob a bank at that time. I believe that's what it was called at that time. I went with him. I seen the locker room. I seen again. So on both ends of whether it was tattooing or sports, at this same young age, I'm seeing high level of discipline and work. So I got to sit in there almost like his kid or something, and they never questioned me. Nothing. I see these grown men getting taped, getting ice bath, getting all prepared for this thing to go, and I got to be there till the end, till he had to drive me home. So those things did shape and do form some discipline.
Did you ultimately have to like choose? Well, no, because you said you pretty much
It
gave
just
up
kind of
from high school. Yeah, so you
just like it hurt leaving it because it's all I thought it would be. But I mean, that's every man's dream or their stories as they get older. I would have been in the NFL or I would
yeah.
have been, but it was a thing in my mind. I had been around a lot of it. I grew up with Ryan Matthews. He played in the NFL. He went to San Diego Chargers and the Philadelphia Eagles. He came straight out of West High and made it. I grew up right by that guy. Rode
You
dirt
watch
bikes with
sports
him.
now?
Not as much.
Yeah.
I see highlights. I not as much. It's more just that thrill of hearing it. Like just the other day or 2 days ago, Max Muncy for the Dodgers, 3 home runs one night. That still gives me that feeling of even tattooing. Like, damn, like that's some work. Maybe some people just see it as like a bat hitting a ball, but to hit 3 home runs in a major
Yeah.
league game,
Hit one home run.
like how the hat trick is in a hockey,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big deal to do it
See,
in
and
MLB.
that's the thing is I can't watch sports. I can't do it because I just the money involved, the propaganda, the things that it's not about the sport anymore. It just
It
seems
may
like
not seem authentic anymore in
it,
some, but you see those few good plays or these
those
few
guys.
things like,
Yeah,
damn,
it's
there's
because
some
they care
talent
about it still. You know what I mean? I think that's the only thing keeping it together because like from the outside it looks terrible, but those guys down there playing it, they love
yeah,
it. That's what they
it's their whole world.
yeah, that's their whole world.
I still get that. I don't watch it though. I very only big events, Super Bowl or
Yeah.
these things, World Series, where I just sit down. It's not that I watch it and dwell like, oh, I would have been there, but yeah,
You
I
mentioned
don't.
skating. Did you surf or anything? Do you guys go
No,
out surfing
I
whenever
never
you guys?
surfed never surfed like that. No, it was more here. I mean, this is where I'm from, is Bakersfield, so it was dirt biking and paintballing.
Well, I'm thinking because you guys, like I said, you guys are all over the place now. Like,
Always, yeah. Now, even if we get some time to just sit in the water when we're like in Puerto Rico or wherever the closest beach is, it's really just kind of taking in while we're really here.
I want to go so bad to Puerto Rico with you guys. It
And
sounds awesome.
it's a fun
The
time,
last time
and
you guys went, I got on like Google Maps and just like walked up and down the streets, just looking at what you guys are doing.
it's a super cool place, man. And so even okay, so in 2000, after I did get that job ultimately at that tattoo shop
Okay.
where he gave me the opportunity to just clean and watch. It only lasted that shop only stayed open maybe like a year and a half because, like I said, the owner was in Virginia. He still is till today, and
You were in there the whole time though.
pretty much
That's a long
it
time.
opened up for like a month, and I was already on them the whole time. Like, what can I do to hang out? So I was there.
Do you want to? Can I pause you? And
Yeah,
can you? There's a lot of people they're gonna watch this and have no idea what you're talking about or what it takes to be an apprentice in a tattoo shop. And back then, I know that the shops that I were around, it wasn't fun. It wasn't always good.
yeah,
Uh, do you want to explain a little bit about like the apprenticeship and like the hazing the
yeah, for
rituals that
sure.
you got to go through?
Well, it was basically it still should be some of this still whether you do an apprenticeship in today's time. Your first one there, last one to leave. Um, offer where you can. Obviously, don't overstep your boundaries because these guys already they're already doing it. They already But if they do offer or ask you to do something, you have to do it pretty much. Um, it was long days. Um, the hazing, to each his own as far as how far someone's gonna take it. I've pretty much been like this size even since probably 8th grade. So I'm not saying it in any way like that, but I never really got bullied. And I never really like I don't know, never really made me do crazy, crazy shit.
You ever seen anything crazy?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it still happens today, and I mean, it happens. There is crazy things, and especially even before my time. I mean, when it's even more rough, go fight this dude or go do this, go take care of my little work. It wasn't that point for my time.
Yeah.
I did what they asked of me, cleaned everything, stayed till the last person was done tattooing, and never left just somebody there by themselves. I was pretty much Yeah, however they call it, the
Then
shop bitch or
yeah,
whatever.
everybody gets the shop.
Mm.
Did you I've just yeah, no, I just getting little flashbacks here and there. Did were you how did you ever learn to make needles and when did that happen?
No, I didn't make needles. As far as it was at
They already
work, it was
viable
yeah,
by then.
buying them by then. I did have to scrub tubes and clean everything. We weren't full disposable at the shop that I was at the beginning. We weren't full disposable, so we had metal tubes and had to scrub and clean and autoclave everything pretty much every day, or depending on which artist had enough to last them a few more days. But it was all autoclave and scrubbing at that time. Um, Also, when I had got, like I said, that tattoo, this one at 16, I had came back. I was still living here. I came back and I ultimately met this guy named Color,
Kind
and
of color.
and this is like my junior year or so, and my mom, she still wasn't fond of everything like me getting tattooed because now she's seen that I was kind of really not gonna be a tattoo artist. Just like, whoa, whoa, whoa,
In that
you're
realm.
getting tatted now,
Yeah.
and I told her,
Was color tattooing you?
yeah. So that was like all these other tattoos or the people that I had ever seen were all in LA because of my brother. So then I meet Color, and he sees, or he's tattooing, and that became my Bakersfield tattoo artist.
Color, if you're watching this is your invite. You've been invited several
Yeah,
times.
for sure, man. He uh he was the one that was tattooing me even up until I got that opportunity, even when I mentioned it to him a few years prior, like wasn't thrown off, but like, what, you're gonna tattoo? Like, I don't know, man. I'm just trying it,
They probably push the shit out of you.
And he did quite a bit of my work. Now that I was just living here back in Bakersfield, he probably has done maybe 30% of the tattoos that I do have. And when UB closed, um, there I was like, okay, I'm not even a tattoo artist yet. I just did all this work and really didn't even get to tattoo out of this building too much.
Yeah.
And
They were letting you.
I did do some tattoos out of there. It was when everybody was busy enough, or like, something small that I can do, but I still wasn't at the level or knowledge that I needed to be, to say I'm like, oh, I'm some tattooer. No, I
Yeah.
wasn't there yet.
So they were just putting you through grunt work pretty
Yeah,
much. Just letting you be in the
just
shop.
letting me be there, hang out.
Which is a good step. It's of
Yeah, yeah,
anybody's first
that's
step.
where it starts.
Yeah.
So I had things ended up closing down there, and there was a point where I'm like, oh man, now again I got to go downtown, or what am I gonna do? Well, I did mention it to Color, and he said, ask CJ, and that's who he had been working for at the time at Psychotic Inc. And at these years, there was a few shops like Black Shamrock, Psychotic Inc.
Pain is
And
beauty.
maybe there are more, so I don't want to actually say it like that, like if though these were the top. But there was Third Energy. There was some places that I'm like, hey, how can I get to where?
So you knew what you were doing.
Yeah,
You wanted to be
around
the best.
quality,
Yeah.
even.
Gotcha.
So I'm like, all right. So I did mention it to him of what had happened. Actually, him and UB, they do know each other. They know each other.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, maybe ask CJ if she'll apprentice you. And CJ was, one of the top people in lettering, and a very quality person still
Yeah.
to tattoo,
Yeah. Yeah. For
and
sure.
it was like way out of my realm to even think like that she would take me on.
I'd like to have her on the show too.
And ultimately, it worked. This is 2016, I believe. Yeah. I get there, and here we are again. I'm like restarting an apprenticeship after I had just did a year or so, which is fine.
You work directly under CJ, or
Right
did
under
they
CJ.
those guys mess with you too?
Oh, they messed. Ryan was there. Tom was there. Color.
So you
Ox.
started right when it was good, like right when all the hitters were there. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So I was there. Ox, Tom, Color, Ryan were in the front, and CJ had the room in the back. At the end of the day, I was CJ's apprentice. That is who taught me the knowledge and stuff to get to that next
It's
level,
pretty cool. I didn't know that.
and to know what speed to run the machine or what needles. So yeah, she taught me quite a bit. I was there with all of them for about 2 years, I guess. 2018, things happened. We ultimately all went and opened up Society 9 with Ryan. Well, Ryan opened up Society 9, and we were there with him. And within a month, maybe less, I think 20 days from the day he got the keys, we were there every day and night and got the business opened. And me and him have been there since 2018.
So you're you've only worked like as a professional artist with Ryan?
CJ let me tattoo the all of 2017.
Yeah.
I did that year of 2016 apprenticing again in a sense, and then 2017 she let me tattoo.
Were you allowed to tattoo while you were apprenticing? Like you weren't
Not
tattooing
that
out of your
first year.
house, right?
No.
No.
And the same thing went. I was the first one there, and I was the last one to leave.
Yeah.
Luckily, one that I had color as not just I wouldn't just say a friend, but like somebody that did look out for me. So days that I was never excluded like Tom or Ox or Ryan. They never like really just like like if they ate, I got to eat. Luckily, I thank them for that because I really didn't have much income coming in, so it was more like hey, thinking like man maybe they'll leave a slice of pizza, and cool. Sure enough, they did. So it worked. I got through it, and then 2017 she allowed me to start tattooing. Obviously, small things. It was nothing just out of something I couldn't take on.
Yeah.
It was very strict. There was actually no. It was basically if it's minimal, you can do it. If not, tell Color or tell somebody else to do
Yeah.
it.
You ran that front desk.
Yeah, and the phone almost to a point where since like I said, I had done those years and I knew still my position when it so always had to have the phone by me. When she started letting me tattoo, I mentioned it to her, maybe we can get one of those headsets that like I'll be able to click, if I'm tattooing. So probably for 6 months I wore like a headset, microphone to the shop phone that whether if I was tattooing or listening to her or setting up her stuff is I would still be able to answer just like that and tell them,
That's cool.
what needed to be done.
Any other shop, they probably would like, F you. Bend your neck.
Yeah, I'm glad she did that, but you can never let the phone ring more than 2 times. So it was either let's figure out a way to make it easier, or I might drop the ball on some other task. So just kind of it worked.
So what have you I still want to dig more into your family a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Where's your mom at?
My mom is here in Bakersfield now.
Yeah.
She's now retired as far as
Oh, nice.
ExxonMobil.
Heck
She
yeah.
worked there for I think 30 years, 30 plus years as
Yeah.
well.
You see
That
her?
started from my grandfather too. My dad's dad worked for Exxon, so luckily, I mean, I'm not saying it was like given because work takes work, but I think she barely got the job kind of when I was coming around. So I don't fully know my sister and my brother's first 10 years of
Why
life.
didn't you guys end up in oil with your mom?
Um, well, it's not to put the blame. There's no blame on nobody but my dad's lifestyle, and so it was maybe like a good and bad. Like, I mean, my mom isn't perfect. She's has her life things too, but I used to think that she was, or like, very bam, and my dad was here, and it was just hard to find the balance.
I think it's interesting because just like you said earlier, like these people were like business owners that lost their business. It's so hard to think that you could be doing so good and so bad in like the very next day. Like your life could change so fast
Yeah.
by just like a bad decision or somebody else's bad decision. I don't know. It's a wild thing to think about. So you've been working for Ryan. Well, I mean, there's still so much to dig into. I think we
Yeah, we jumped a little fast. I mean, there is a lot to dig into. I mean, my mom does live here. She has lived here. My brother lived in LA for pretty much most of my life. My sister lives in Florida.
your
She's
brother's still in LA.
He's here now.
What's he
Yeah.
do?
He works he's a personal chef. He's been like catering and personal chef for as long as I can remember.
Really?
That also helped with working with Trader Joe's. I don't know if you've ever shopped there,
I
but
don't even know where that's at.
we only have one in town. It's over there in off of Stockdale and Coffee, but they're bigger down south and some. It's more like a Lassen's, like a health food type of store.
No clue, dude. I'm a goy. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
I I don't know, but do remember this, and I would almost kind of tell this to somebody, but um, they said, "Is this what you want to do? Like, you're gonna lose everything. You're gonna lose holidays. You're gonna lose everything. You're not gonna be with the person that you're with today." So, as it's been rough, I have lost all the holidays, all the things, but she's still there, and I think that's almost a rare. I'm not gonna say that. See, it can happen, but you will lose everything going down this path of not just tattooing, but being like a craft type of person. I mean, like working for yourself, but more of a craft because it takes everything from you.
It's kind of brings me into the art stuff. Like, so the energy attracted you, but now, I mean, you are an artist. Now you
Mhm.
do draw and paint and stuff. So was that was that just being around that environment? Was that people pushing you? Where did that come from? How did that start if that wasn't what you were naturally
Yeah,
attracted
it
to?
was it was being around it more every day, being pushed towards it and seeing it. Like there's natural artists like Ox. Ox is like a natural. I don't want to say just natural born because he has to put some effort into. But Ox can draw something with his eyes closed in a sense. Some other guys that I know that are just wow. Like I can't do that personally. It takes me a lot of thought, a lot of effort. Um, I think I think one thing when I did work those other jobs and some of my wandering mind with whether it was my father or just life in general is stocking cans or like just whatever those jobs were, my mind would still wander. But with tattooing, when I have to pull a line or I have to figure out like how to make this shade smooth enough, I don't even think about my mom. I don't even think about my girl, my daughter, nothing. I just
Disappear?
have to. How am I gonna pull this line? How am I gonna do this? So I think that also what weirdly I liked because my mind just almost shut off. Like I didn't get all my mind wasn't running.
I hear people talk about ADHD sometimes, and it's almost like a superpower. It's because like it's you can't focus on the things that you don't want to, but it's like almost like if it's something that's important to you,
Yeah, it's hyper
every
focused.
every bit of you is focused on that to make it happen.
Yeah,
Almost like
like
each move.
bills,
Yeah.
anything. Like I get it. They'll come in my mind, but like yeah, no house duties, no. It's still like that to today in a sense. I mean, it still can wander, but when it's a serious project or it's something like I just won't think about nothing. I won't even think about the reality of the way the world is today. The gas price is nothing. I just get into a tattoo and I'm like, I'm in it. There's no just crumple the piece of paper up like drawing. Like I have to finish this. I have to give this person something hopefully good that they like
Yeah.
and there's no stopping. Which isn't wrong. I have a Bible verse here, cross a Bible verse here, and right here, way before it says God's got me.
Yeah.
So it's there in my life. I'm not like some atheist or crazy. I'm down with it and raw stuff, but
What does
Like a
Rasta mean
little
to you?
stricter.
You know, it's funny.
It's a little stricter than I wish. I mean, I would like to have done it.
I so many times I typed in Rasta because I couldn't. So it's funny that you bring that up. So what is that? What does that mean to you? What does Rasta mean to you?
um, well, same with like my brother being around, showing me these things with Bob Marley, and if you guys really listen to the words that are being spoken in those in his songs, um, it was a way of life, and whether it's Christianity or Rastafarian or any other religion, there's these,
Rasta's a religion.
in a sense, yes, it is. It's a way of life. It's a ital, like they don't eat everything. It's very strict.
I had no
It
idea.
is a very strict way of anything. Just how people don't eat pork, or so. Then when I say like I wish I could, because they live off like an ital diet where it's just fruit, vegetables. Um, it's pretty strict, man, and I would like to have. I still can accomplish it, but you will become an outsider. I mean, I won't be able to eat lunch with you at any fast food place. I wouldn't be able to pretty much do a lot of things. There just wouldn't fit for that specific religion.
Does that have something to do with the hair?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, for sure. Whether you take it from the Old Testament when it says that man shall not cut the corner of his beard or shave his head. I mean, some will say, well, that's the Old Testament. That's a little strict. So, um, it is the Old Testament, but it's a it's a sacrifice. It's a like Samson had his hair. Um, you see, as like we've been talking about it, like it's hard for me to say and live and just be like, oh well, you don't have dreadlocks, like you're not real. Like, nah, it doesn't not make you real, but if you had them, it would show discipline. It would show me it would show me something quicker than I would even have to ask you a question.
I got you. And I guess, I mean, somebody without having ever done that would never see that. So like the only reason you would feel that way is because you've actually done the work and went through
Yeah,
it.
it takes time. In the beginning, this is my third set. This is all my real hair.
How long
Um,
you been doing this one?
this particular set is like
Gosh, damn, dude.
13 years, 14 years since I've had a haircut. I've had
14 years?
Yeah, since I've had a haircut.
Holy crap.
So pretty much that whole time, whether it was my relationship or with finally tattooing, but this is my third set. So I've had dreads, I guess, for maybe the last 16 years, 16, 17 years. I had a set my junior, senior year, and then I cut them off when I went to enter the real world and, try to get a job. And I did do all that. Um, and then when that one ended, I started again. I probably only had maybe, yeah, that 3 haircuts in the last
How do
20
you even
years.
do that?
Mostly for me, it's not a fashion thing, so I've able to I don't use product, I don't put no wax, I don't put anything, honestly, and some days it's fucked up, some days, it looks a mess. I would say that's the way to do it if you're gonna really want them long, 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 is no product. I wash it maybe once a month if that even works out, and it may sound nasty or
Most
gross, but
chicks are the same,
to get
dude.
maybe a wash in once a month. Luckily, I'm inside tattooing, where I'm just kind of chilling, so it doesn't
Yeah,
get super crazy
yeah.
dirty. But yeah, I mean, it feels like rope. If you were to lay on it tonight, if you just put it on your head, you would be uncomfortable. You would say like,
Is it heavy?
wow, what the fuck? Like this is
It's
what this dude's doing. It has some weight to it, but if I just put it on your head today at this length, you would feel it. But I've grown, you know, year to year, so
You gonna ever cut
I
it?
don't feel it. Um, I'm trying to get it down to the ground. Maybe another 3, 4 years, it'll be like fully for sure on the floor, and then maybe I'll trim it to a reasonable manage. Definitely not short or nothing, but maybe to my calves. Right now, it's close to my calves, but I'm going for the floor, and then we'll see from there. But it all stemmed from again back at that same smoke shop. This man named Ross. He was at that same age when I met all those tattooers. I met this man that my brother knew and worked with, and his hair was already down to the ground. So again, I was intrigued, or I was just like, wow, it's possible, it's possible. And pretty much ever since, all those years of '06, '05 has been on the same journey of it. But my hair is definitely a testament to myself. It holds all my failures, all my wins. Um, I'm proud of it. Some days it's rough, but you know, it is part of me for sure.
You mentioned off air uh, the growing up as a Christian. So I think that you're right in like the sense like, oh, it's Old Testament or whatever. But I think that some things stick out to certain people that like this means something to me, like when I pray towards the temple, and I've told this to pastors and they're like, it's not even there. I'm like, yeah, why
Hmm.
would you even say that though? Like the Bible says that any prayer prayed towards the temple will be answered. Like I don't even know what that means, but why would you
It'd be
even,
there.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I think that there's certain things that get said which it's not for us to even judge why it means anything. So, but your hair, um, it's clearly important to you, or
Hmm.
you wouldn't be. Why? I mean, that's hard. I can't imagine it. My hair looks like crap. I get it anywhere, but um,
To me, it just comes from that like discipline and um some things, like there's a small quote. Not sure how well you're able to like look stuff
yeah,
up,
I can
but
look it up.
like
What is it?
where Bob Marley talks about do you need to have dreadlocks to be a Rasta? And it's not that you do or you don't. Like that's honestly not the whole thing of this, but it's it's discipline. It's it's the same, like half the world appreciates it. The other half of the world is shitting on me right in front of my eyes and saying I'm dirty, or this dude has lost it, I mean, especially in the earliest stages of starting my dreads, like as a kid, um it even made some of my friends' parents um tell them like, I don't think you should be hanging out with this guy,
Rasta is not a religion; it's a way of life. Is what I say.
because I looked rough, and it is rough. It is rough for sure in the beginning. Probably the first 3 4 years, it's pretty rough, and now at this point, um, I'm gonna say there's not really a day now when I go out and people are more pumped about it. The first 4 years is all like, cut that shit, bro. Like you look ridiculous. And now if I even mention it to somebody that I'm gonna cut it, it's a complete opposite
Yeah, I don't
reaction.
think you
They would
should.
say, why, dude, it's dope.
Let
It's
it
just not
keep
how it
going.
happened in the first stages.
To
It was,
see it grow, like change colors, would be nuts, bro. To like
I'm
see
here,
it
I'm
start.
salt and pepper
I
now,
know
and
it's gonna be sick whenever like you said, 4 more years.
yeah,
4 more years. Uh,
it'll for sure be
w-
on the ground by then,
yeah, it's a crazy goal to have.
hopefully. And those are things that I hold to myself, like on a hard day or a hard night. Not saying, yeah, I wake up just so I can accomplish this hair goal, but it's things that I do hold. Like I'm gonna get there with nobody's help.
Do you are you still like do you still follow Christ, or did you are you how's your spirituality? What do you believe in?
Uh,
See anything
I
crazy?
believe in that there is a higher power. Energy reciprocates off of the people you're around or the things that you put yourself into. Um, God is God is however everybody's religion takes it to be God. I do believe that there's something that makes the good and bad. I had a time where I was really involved in church as well. Just with my mom, she would take me, Sunday service, basic stuff, not overwhelmed, but um and I got this thing one time where when you just talk about God and the devil, people's either shut down or they get pumped because there are some people who love the devil, that word. I really kind of just think it's kind of like good and bad. If I'm able to talk to you about good decisions and bad decisions, it makes it a little lighter than just saying, well, God says you need to do it like this. And if you don't do this, then you fall in the devil. So I just kind of trying to bring it more easier on like, hey, that's a bad decision. Not, oh, well, that's the devil's decision.
I think the whole point of Christ or whatever was to like say that there isn't rules. Like you're be who you are. Like if you're evil, you're probably just that. If you're attracted to evil, then I mean, that's who you are. But who's to say what is good and bad? Like I don't know where I'm going with this,
There's
but
a
like,
there's a like there's a little standard of good and bad because you can get too in depth. But I mean, should you hit a female?
no,
Should you, I mean, there's a small standard. That's all I'm trying to keep it as. I don't have every, like, oh, don't watch horror movies or don't do this.
that's what exactly what I'm getting at.
Like, it can get extreme,
Yeah. So like I don't think that I don't. I really don't think that God's up there like, oh, that guy said the F word.
Yeah.
He's in trouble because there's a lot crazier stuff going on in the world. You know what I mean? And I don't think that it's for like there's a comparison, but it's almost like on a personal level, like who you want to be as a person. Like I don't want to be the guy who got cut off and then I'm yelling at this old lady.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I just don't want to be that person. And so it's like, how do you're
And,
just
and even with, like, as far as the littlest standard to the biggest, me having my face tattooed and certain things, like, it's not right or wrong, but I do advise when an 18-year-old comes to our shop and says, "Hey, I want this on my face." I kind of don't do it in a sense, whether somebody will do it. It's not my position to tell you it's wrong because I have it, but in my advice, I don't think you should do that right now, man. And
do they ever like, oh, you're right?
well, they're gonna have to accept it. I'm not gonna do it,
Yeah.
but they no, they say, well, you have it. Like, what? Why can't I? And it's not for me to go down this path of, oh, well, this is my job and this is how my thing is. But I'm just advising, maybe not right now. Maybe let's start somewhere else or do something else. But
A
I'm
lot of
not the
people won't.
biggest person to tattoo somebody's face like right off the top. If I can see you're tatted and you're a little older, I mean, shoot it, do it. Let's get it. But
Do you get a lot of like requests for face tattoos? Is that like a
yeah, I mean, especially even today's kids' age. I mean, you got people that just think it won't matter, but it does. It does, and that's where we're saying when we're just talking about with as far as choices and God. There's a few choices that are just kind of up there, that shouldn't just be made just because, oh, f it all.
yeah? And we were just kind of talking about that. Like I was saying that like my tattoos, whether they're crap or not, give me like this comfort amongst other tattooed people, like so that have a voice in that crowd. You know, whether I'm whatever I'm speaking of. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Somebody's gonna listen to what I'm saying whenever I don't know. Kids do get hands and face tattoos right off the gate, don't they?
Yeah, and I wasn't around for obviously this time. You're talking 40, 50 years ago, or maybe less, 30, but it wasn't a thing that some of these either hardcore tattooers or just hardworking men, they didn't tattoo their hands and neck,
Yeah,
and from culture, from yakuza to these things, there was a quiet place where that thin line down a yakuza is because if they have their shirt unbuttoned some, there's no tattoo showing,
really.
and there was these little things that mattered to them still as the way the world was. it wasn't that they were hiding it, but it just it wasn't their thing, you know. And it's a joke. It's clowned upon. You just start with your neck and hands, and you wear a long sleeve every day, and you think you're one of us. I mean, if I took my shirt off right now, it's hours. It's hours of time just sitting there getting tattooed. You know, hours where everybody was out having fun and living it up. I didn't walk in how they see it on the movie, you know, with Wiz Khalifa and walk in one room and come out covered. Now this is years and years and days and days.
How do you feel about those guys going in and getting like put out for whole freaking body?
I just it's I don't think it's I don't think it's cool. It's not about earning it or this or that. I don't think it's healthy. I don't think it's worth it. The healing process on one tattoo is
Dude,
rough enough. I
yeah.
mean, if you're gonna go and do your whole body and you're financially stable enough to take a month off of your whole entire life to just sit there, that's not how mine got down,
The
you know?
infection probability is nuts.
Yeah, so I'm not too fond of it, but
I didn't even
it,
think about
it's just
that.
it's just too much. It's not even just about earning it or me being so hardcore, but I just don't think it's really that cool, you know, to spend all that and what sit in your living room for a month then to impress people. That's the other thing how I was telling you off camera is this wasn't fully to impress people. It was to protect myself, to protect some things around me. And now you have these things going on like that and then next week, oh look at me, you know, look at me. It's a little too fast for what the reality of getting the tattoos done.
I feel like you gotta regret it at some point. Like you're just like, oh my god, I know
And
I
they
can't
all
get
almost
something.
just all have the same thing.
Yeah,
Like all these
exactly.
people that have went through that, they all have the same layout. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not mad about it. I'm not talking shit, but you guys have like
a 3D
seven
printed.
pieces,
Yeah,
seven art things. I have like probably 100 different little things that I have a bottle opener, I have a pencil sharpener, I have my grandfather's keys, I have a pine cone. You know, I just have
I noticed you have
things.
a lot of birds. What's the deal with the birds?
Well, these ones is from that Bob song. This just scarab as far as the eye and stuff. But
Don't you have one up here too?
oh yeah, the dove. This too was something at that time. Hope is hope, but help one person every day.
Oh, nice.
They all kind of just added up, man, over time. But to do it all in one night, I don't know. I don't know if I would have had enough experiences in life
Oh
to tell
God.
my story.
Yeah,
But
see, and that's what I was thinking. I'm like, I think like I don't think that I think the point of tattoos has always been to just mark
points.
your
Hmm.
experiences. Like when I like whenever I get asked about them, I'm like, yeah, I don't really like any of them to be honest. But if I look down at any of them, I can see exactly where I was at that
Hmm.
moment. I
And who did
know.
it and what happened and how it went down. I mean, even one of my most recent, well, I've had this whole thing, got it done from CJ, right? And then in 2022, I was on a motorcycle ride just here, putting around in town with Color, and I crashed. I got hit by a car, and it scraped half this tattoo off. And there was this blank spot. I'm not sure if you guys can see. There's a blank spot. So I asked Color, hey, just put the Harley logo and write your name on there because this blank spot happened at that moment, and here we are. You know, this was never there. CJ had did this whole thing, and it's just little
Has
things.
he always just been the most happy person ever? Like, has he always been like that?
Color, yeah. As far as he's happy, but he has his story too. He has a life of journey, ups and downs. So
What's that 110?
that's the freeway in LA to my grandma's house. It's the freeway that you take off the five to get to my grandma's house in Highland Park. This is a double ended candle, basically just burning both sides of it all. You know, one day it'll hit the middle.
I seen you pull up in that badass Merc. Uh,
The Mercedes,
yeah.
yeah, I got that. That was some work too on the business side to just truly understand like how can I go into this place, and it took me time to learn information, to save money, to even understand going from no car to a $200 car payment to 300, and then all of a sudden, $750 car payment. Oh man, is this really worth it? But when you're riding in it, when you're in it, it is worth
Makes you
it.
feel accomplished.
Yeah, and it's changed things that I'm not gonna say one material item would do, but in my other cars, I would smoke cigarettes in 'em. I really wouldn't care too much, I guess, from even down to where I wear my keys today. Um, I never wore them on my front loop. They used to be on my side loop. But as you look at your vehicle when you wear them here and what it does to your car on that side, it does leave prints. It's just changed everything. I don't smoke in my vehicle. If I am on a 3-4 hour drive, I pull over and I smoke my cigarette outside of my car and I get back in it. Um, it's done a lot of changing over just one ridiculous thing, I guess. But
Well, you have other cars too.
yeah, I have a '66 Caddy. It's pretty much stock, but
Oh,
solid.
really?
It's pretty solid though. Like it's strong. It runs strong.
Is the
And
gas tank in the light? Where's
well,
the gas? Where's the cap? The gas cap?
it's in the license plate
Oh,
in the
okay.
back end. I have to flip the license plate down.
You ever seen that one that's in the light?
Yeah, those
It's
are dope too. And then I have a '02 Harley Road King Firefighter Edition. That one's pretty much like a show bike, like airbags and gold everywhere. And I don't ride it too much, especially like I said after I went down. It's just it. I was able to still work, but it made me open my eyes to see like I just can't get hurt like that. I don't have
Yeah.
no backup plan. I don't really have another means of
How did you
income.
actually go down? Did you wash out or something?
No, we were right here riding down. If you guys are familiar with like how Rosedale goes into downtown, where it gets into this S bend,
Mm-hmm.
and I had pegs on my crash bars, and I'm just riding. But as we're going through it, I'm in the middle lane, Colors with me, and there's a van in the first lane. And as we're going around the S bend, the van gets a little close to our lane, and it grabs my foot peg that's on the crash bars. So as it grabbed it, it just yanked me down like this. And luckily, in that area, if you guys are know that area, I mean, it could have been a lot worse. There's cars coming pretty close to each other right there behind, and however reason, there was just nothing behind me when I did stand up. I could have easily got ran over or hit by a car. Stand getting back up, and it was just clear. It was just clear. Color almost didn't even notice right away because I was kind of trailing him. And 5 minutes later or something, you see him coming opposite road, coming onto traffic, like not caring, and just came to assist me, help me get my bike up. And yeah, it was just a weird time. It was almost just like, let's take a little ride, and it turned into a whole thing.
That's kind of the reason I ask is because I think that's why riding is dangerous now. It's not has nothing to do with the bikes.
Yeah,
It's just that people are not paying attention. The phones are a problem, man.
yeah, it's definitely dangerous on the bikes. Whether you're a full on ride till you die or you're barely starting out,
What,
it's
Tom's been pulled out in front of like twice now?
yeah, exactly. A lot of same, not same, but as my father, he was a writer. He's he's broken pretty much everything in his body. By the time he was 30 years old, from writing like that, living the biker life. Not only was it streets, it was biker and street life is was what my father was into. And yeah, by the age of 30, I think he had broken every bone below his waist,
Gosh dang.
um, everything. Said he would never walk again, and he ultimately did. One of the last that I remember, he was um, he was riding right there on Ming and Castro in front of the mall. Castro is that light. My dad is riding on Ming headed east, and a car decides to cross over. It's late, and my dad's going this, and he hits T-bones the back of a truck that's just high enough where his apes hit like this, and he shatters both everything
Oh,
here, and his trachea hits the bed of the truck. So for the last like maybe 10 years or 12 years, my dad's trachea was not circle; it was like an oval. His neck invented the whole truck. Like this is how he hit. So it's dangerous.
gosh,
It's
dang.
dangerous riding, whether it's fun or not. It's dangerous.
Yeah, I went down with my brother one time, and I was trying to do tricks, whatever, and my bike went, and then this is a thing. I'm fine if I go down. It hit him, and then he goes down with it.
Oh man,
So that's
dirt bike or street bikes or
street bike. Yeah. So we got rid of those like
yeah,
immediately. It's you learn real quick. Road rash don't feel good, man.
yeah,
It's
definitely.
gnarly.
That's how I got this too. I split my whole. I had just a little top helmet on, not a full face, and I think 12, 15 stitches,
Damn.
my eyebrow, and like I said, I don't have no backup plan, so I talked to Ryan. Hey, is it cool? I look rough, but I mean, I have to make it work, and I think took one day off and had to get back to tattooing.
Is that a big deal? Is like looks a big deal in the tattoo world? Like, I
Yeah, I
is that
mean, that's in anything. Like they say, what do they say? Don't eat from a skinny chef or some shit. I
oh,
mean,
that's interesting.
like, yeah, it is not that I'm trying to sell myself, but you have great tattoo artists that don't have one tattoo at all. So I'm not gonna knock where at the end of the day it's art. But yeah, I mean, I've had it gives somebody a little more trust. Like, all right, you're tatted.
So you had I I had noticed just from this interview that or just a sit down, just me getting to know you a little bit.
And we've seen each other throughout
Yeah.
the years. I mean, you're one
Yeah,
of
no,
Ryan's good friends, so
we don't
you
really
you've
know
seen.
each other, which is
Mhm.
weird. Like that's why I invited you out here. Um, but your passion for tattooing is it's like almost it's you can see it. So for somebody who like a kid your age whenever you were doing it, what would you tell them to do now in this day and age? Like
If they wanted to become a tattooer,
yeah, if they were like getting interested, if they had a passion for it, just like you were, like, because you probably can't just walk into a shop now
mm,
like you could back then. So, like, what would, if somebody was like, I want an apprentice to be a tattoo, what would you look for in your DMs? And I'm not saying DM him, that's not what I'm saying at all. But these people, like, if there is a kid out there, I mean, because I don't, like we were talking earlier, man, it's hard out here for
yeah.
kids. You know what I mean? Like, and it doesn't look like it's gonna get any better anytime soon. But
Well, I would say that the environment is rough. It is a rough environment. The hardest thing is yourself, whether it's from the rock star image that some take on becoming a tattooer or in any field, but seek out somebody that is professional in quality in business and in the work that they put out, and don't get discouraged, I guess, if the one or two of the best people wherever you live say no, because it is tough. I mean, it is tough to even get the opportunity to learn from them. Don't settle for just, oh, well, this guy's willing to teach me. I mean, anybody, we can, you need to seek, and you need to see that, well, that's not really where I want to be. It doesn't have to be your style of art or tattooing, but as long as their business side and their cleanliness is up to par, learn from it. It might not be your same traditional or realism, all these lanes, but like with CJ, I mean, top lettering person. I'm not the best person like this on paper. I think maybe because it works too fast and my mind, but when I tattoo lettering, it's a very slow process. I finally get to see what penmanship really means. I wasn't around for that time, whether it's my parents or my grandparents, when penmanship was everything. And I don't see it when I write like this, but when I am tattooing lettering, I know that it was something that's a craft that is serious.
When you do lettering, do you go backwards?
Yeah, because of just how I'm tattooing as far as being a right-handed.
Does
Yeah.
that mess with your art, your mind whenever you're doing it?
No, not fully, because even I'll do a name upside down. I'm not looking at it as
Okay.
a E, a I don't know. I
You're
guess then I'm
just
seeing it as a line and a shape. But
gotcha.
yeah, I'll have to do a name sometimes upside down, and they'll even ask me like, "How are you seeing it?" But yeah, I'm not really seeing it like that. If I had to just write it upside down, I don't know. I can see what you're asking, but when I'm tattooing it, I'm still
Almost like you're zoomed in.
upside down, and I'm having to pull this Y from the opposite end. I don't know if I'm seeing it like as a Y. It's just a line to me, and it has to be straight.
Yeah.
But it's like you asked, sorry, with the youth. I mean, pursue it, but take this into consideration that it is a
It's
it
a
is rough.
lifestyle. It's
Yeah.
almost like you have to commit to it. Like
Hmm.
you're not. It's not a job.
It's not, and I don't want to put that out there like to the new people coming in or ones that wanting to leave. Like we don't get a 15-minute break every 2 hours. We don't get a 30-minute lunch. We don't we don't get all these things that we need to keep out of tattooing. It's not a corporate thing. When you get these people start complaining, you're just bringing in doors that we don't need. I mean, that's just not what this is. And if that's what you're looking for, then you can go. It's not going to work here. Same, even how I said it rough earlier. I mean, first 2 years, if you're barely starting, and you guys have like this family reunion, and you guys are all good, well, you better tell them now that I'm not going to be there for the next 2 years if you want to take on and being with me. If not, then go ahead and be with them.
What do you think you specialize in?
It would just be that, like lettering and black and gray, not super photorealism. Like I'm not doing family portraits and stuff,
Do you
but
mess with color at all?
yeah, a traditional piece or when colors needed. But it's more black and gray and lettering, a clean, solid tattoo. Like I said, I'm not doing portraits. I'm not like some hyper realistic, super. Would I like to get there and put maybe some more effort on my end to get there? Yeah, for sure. But a clean, solid tattoo. Like I said, Lee Hamilton Tattoos. You can check out my work on Instagram, Facebook. It's not hyperrealism though. It's black and gray and lettering.
Do you have anything else you want to? Are you into politics at all? You
No,
follow any of that?
man, I see what's going on in the world, but no, I'm not left or right. I'm not in the middle. Like I said, I mean, it's choices. I'm not gonna say it's common sense because a lot of people will say, "Well, what is common sense?" But hey,
So I
man,
don't
there's a
vote.
standard. But
I don't vote, and I'm very proud that I don't because this is
yeah,
crazy.
this is a mess
I'm
right
not
now.
political, but I've been looking for to talk to somebody political because I want to pick their brain. That's the only reason I ask.
Yeah, not for me, and not to open the doors. I mean, like I said, it's not my place to really even judge whoever wants to take it to their that side. But
It's just weird that people put
even
art.
the person that you do get to talk to it about, then you'll realize. I mean, if whether they're so far left or so far right, you're only going to be
Yeah,
arguing. I
yeah.
don't I don't know what you may
That's a
be
good
seeking
point,
for,
dude.
but when you do get to talk to one that gets to talk
That's
about
a
it,
good point.
I don't know if you're going to get frustrated or if they're going to get frustrated by trying to
I don't
make
see. I
one
don't
believe.
care either way. I'm just noticing like how why are they still voting for some dude to like control their lives. I just don't. It
Yeah,
just looks like such a sham to me. I don't know.
yeah, for sure, man.
I'll
It's
probably cut
just
this out just because, but um,
it's just a slippery road with that. Like well, you can cut it then. I have sides and beliefs, but it's not for me to take it there. Especially with that the shop. Me and Ryan are very particular whether we joke about certain things in or out of the shop, but inside of the shop, it it has to be welcoming to every single soul that walks in Bakersfield. It cannot be one way. And maybe the yin and yang, like I mentioned to you earlier, of the differences from that me and him both bring to the shop is allowing the shop to be where it's at. To everybody's welcome
yeah,
from all over.
I know. It's so wild
It's not
because
just
like,
one set. We have every music from oldies to techno to everything. People trip all day long, like, wow, wow, wow.
well, then his kids are in there doing their homework. It's just
Yeah.
like a welcoming environment altogether.
So me and him have to kind of keep things in that way because
Yeah.
it just can't be a one-sided shit like that.
Do you hear a lot of crazy conversations about politics? Like when like are a lot of people wanting to talk about that right now? Do you think?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Or they're just some are surprisingly you'll just think like, wow, they go that way or this one goes that way, and not to say that by an image like you would think something, but at the end of the day, I mean, everybody's honestly like got their own belief. I don't think it all comes about government stuff, but you'll be surprised that people. You have family division, you have divorces.
I
I mean,
know.
you have kids turning their backs on parents.
Yeah.
So it's a very slippery
When you
slope.
guys go out to like Puerto Rico or like, do you guys notice like an absence of all that stuff?
Um,
Is it just Bakersfield? Is it just California? Is it just on this side that everybody's like so crazy, or is it like that
no,
everywhere?
I think it's everywhere, but with the conventions and like when me and Ryan truly started to expand further than just like Arizona or drivable distances, like in 2019 when it was a quick decision. I told him like, hey, we have to get a little further, and we booked tickets and we went to Baltimore, me and him, with no idea of what's gonna come, and when we got there and it's thousand other tattoo artists, it's like a own universe, like how Marvel and DC is. When we landed there, it wasn't the day-to-day news that we all hear or about Philly. It was just I wasn't there by myself. Ryan wasn't there by himself. We were with our own universe. So we were fine. There was nothing going on. We didn't get we there was no problems. We were all together. There's 1,000 people that look just like me walking the streets of their world in Baltimore. They were more shocked like, "What is going on?" Not me just standing on the corner by myself.
It's almost like it's not really a problem if you just don't look at it.
Mm-mm. We never have issues like that as far as
It's
it's very
wild.
welcoming. Maybe, and that's the sad thing about it. Like if it was just one person, not saying me particularly, but one person looked like me and went into their restaurant, maybe that's when the owner or the people in there would be like, "Hey, get up out of here." Like, but when it's 20, 30 of us walking into this building, all right, sir, here you go, here you go, here you go. I remember me and Ryan were in Houston one time, and we like to seek out just stuff. We like to eat like quality food when we are definitely on the road. And we found this Italian spot, and it was like super, super high end Italian spot. And I really didn't think much of it. I usually have like a cut off shirt, not like this, like a real cut shirt that I would cut, and I had it on. And we went in there, and you can just tell it's high end. And she tells me, "No, we're not going to be able to serve you guys because of what you're wearing." So then, okay, cool. Like we're not going to make an issue. Me and Ryan go to turn away. Like, all right, I guess fuck, we're going to miss out on this shit. And no sooner like some lady that works there, she said, "I think we have a shirt in the back that you can wear." And she gave me a shirt, bro, and we got to eat at this high end, like super crazy Italian restaurant. And it's like, yeah, they could have. They already. We didn't make a fuss. We were already gonna leave,
Yeah.
and they still like blessed us like that. So
Do you know what the name of it is?
I would have to truly look it up, but
What
it was an amazing place.
what did you order?
I probably had like the fettuccine. I love balsamic, so I'm always the weird one getting like Brussels sprouts and balsamic, or every time I get salad is balsamic. Ryan knows that I'm kind of like that. I don't eat chocolate. I don't know the last time that I've even had a piece of chocolate, bro. Like maybe since I was a kid.
I don't either.
Um, very
I don't
particular
like
on
it.
stuff like that. So I might have just had some chicken Alfredo and some crazy sides and shit. But it was an awesome place. That was in Houston.
I've never been to Houston.
And it's like it takes work, and you guys probably heard it from Ryan as well. Like, oh well, we're so lucky and get to do all this, but it's all manageable. It's all doable. Um, whether what you spend on nonsense or not, um, we all can be able to live a little. I've went. I've I'm not, like I said, I'm not the biggest driver on. I have a fear, I guess you can say. Like I will never, even today, I'll never drive to Lake Isabella.
Why?
I don't
You
like
said that
I
already.
don't like the curvy road, and that there's even one chance of possibility that you can go off the side of it.
You ever
Um,
been in a car wreck or anything?
yeah, I've been in a car wreck.
Is that why?
No, it's just that I used to go to Lake Isabella as a kid with my mom and my
Uh-huh.
dad.
It
At
just
times,
scared you?
it I would get worked up, and for me, like, because those who know me will be like, well, you get on a plane, you do all this other
Yeah,
shit.
that's crazy.
Well, this is kind of cold to say it this way, but when I'm on a plane and we're so high, if something happens, I mean, it's it. But from the top of Lake Isabella to fall to the river, that's not a long time. Like, I'm gonna know that this is going on the whole entire time. Like, I'm just tumbling from this little rock that I should have never even have been on. So to me, though, that's fine. I don't want to
Yeah.
spook anybody.
No,
I,
it's
I
interesting.
personally, and I don't like one-way roads. I don't like driving to Taft. I don't like, um, yeah, I don't like those things. And even being in somebody else's car, and I'll give some credit to Ryan. I don't always get in somebody's car, but I know that, I know that he cares about his kids, so he's gonna try to make it home. So I mostly won't always get in somebody's car
So
either.
you have straight up road anxiety.
hmm Only
Damn.
on other people. Even by myself, how you said you wouldn't mind if you got in a car accident.
Yeah.
I'll drive. I drive myself. I don't care. I won't drive to Lake Isabella, but I'll drive myself to LA. I'm going to drive to Laughlin in 2 weeks for a tattoo convention. I'll do it. But when my girl is with me or my daughter's with me, I do get more sweaty palmed. I do grip the steering wheel a little tighter. I don't like it.
For the record, I never said that I'm okay getting in a car wreck.
No, when you said about your brother or something, when the
Yeah.
motorcycle accident,
Oh yeah,
when you
yeah.
said,
Oh
like,
yeah,
you're
yeah, yeah,
okay
yeah.
if
Yeah,
it
okay, yeah.
happens to
Okay, yeah,
me,
you're right.
but not somebody
So
else. That's kind of how something happens. I don't know. Like, I'm chilling by myself, not
yeah,
tripping, but then if my daughter's in the car or my girl, I just get a little more tense. It can't be all three of us.
it's because of other people though.
Yeah, it could be me. It can't be all three of us today.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, it's the fear of other people pulling out or doing something. Yeah. You know what? Also, I feel like I used to see a lot more car crashes than I have seen lately. Like I have seen a car crash in a long time, but like 10 years ago I was seeing them all
All
the
the
time.
time.
And so like are people getting better at driving because they're on their phones? Are they more alert now?
I don't know. I don't know if you follow Kern County activities, but
Yeah, I
it's
do.
happening. They're still happening quite often. And that whole turning, the U-turn, I don't know how so many people are ending up on the middle divider. Like, they can't even do a U-turn without getting on the thing. It's insane.
I don't know. I don't I'm always scared that I'm going to fail my driver's test because my glasses are so bad, but I don't know how people are getting their licenses nowadays.
Well,
All right, Lee. Thank you for your time, sir. It's nice to finally have a sit down conversation with you. Um, I hope this isn't the last time. I hope you come back and we can dig into some other things.
Yeah, for sure.
Either way, this was fun.
I
It's
appreciate you
good
having
to
me.
yeah.
Thank you, bro.